Hello, this is AnlineOffline. This is the 15th episode of my Casual's Quick Guide to Call of Duty Mobile. For today's video, I'll be covering the HS2126. Unlocked at level 17 alongside the Demo Expert Blue perk, the HS2126 is a unique 4-round burst shotgun with a revolving quad-tube magazine. Its only other appearance in the Call of Duty franchise is in Black Ops 2, where it goes by its real name as the Model 1216 by SRM Arms and is intended for law enforcement and self-defense. Unlike in Black Ops 2, where you can fire each round individually and then rechamber after the fourth, tapping the fire button on mobile will unleash the full burst. The HS2 received a number of buffs this season. It received a slight damage buff and a better range. Something that was not mentioned in the patch notes was, unlike its fellow shotguns that received an increase in pellet count, the HS2's pellet count was lowered from 12 to 8. The fire rate within the burst is about 450 rounds per minute, but according to Team Cygnus, it's not always consistent and may fluctuate. Failure to kill within one burst will result in a burst delay of about half a second. Most other shotguns seem to have some sort of pellet pattern. The HS2, on the other hand, does not. It's usually reserved for hipfire, but as per Call of Duty logic, aiming down your sights does improve your accuracy. Although not officially mentioned in the patch notes, I do believe that the developers might have slightly reduced the recoil, which used to be one of the highest in game. Now it's about moderately high. This recoil does get in the way when it comes to aiming down your sights and does hamper its full potential at range. With the right attachments, it is possible to one burst up to 20 meters, but this comes at a severe cost to mobility and is only really viable against unresponsive opponents. Otherwise, you can expect to one burst with hipfire within 10 meters. Also, unlike its fellow shotguns, the HS2 does not have access to slug rounds. Instead, it has access to the FF Birdshot. Slug rounds trade your pellet count for a single high damage projectile. Birdshot does the opposite, increasing your now 8 pellets to 20, but each dealing lower damage. Neither Buckshot or Birdshot offers additional damage to the head, so it's best to go for center mass. Birdshot is not commonly used and is considered redundant, as it doesn't change how the weapon is supposed to be used. It technically does more maximum damage than the Buckshot rounds and has more accuracy, but it also comes at the cost of your range. In terms of mobility, the HS2 is relatively standard for the shotgun class. One thing to note is that the swap times have recently been buffed for almost all weapons. The HS2126 has a reputation for being impossible to grind long shots with. That's no longer the case. Not because of any buffs, but the developers have changed the camo challenge to getting 2 kills without dying instead. To anyone who is interested in camo challenges, lucky you, now is a good time to grind. Except for the shorty or 725, which is technically a secondary. Back to the HS2, or 1216, it's never been a popular weapon. The most it's been used is in Undead Siege against heavy gunners. So how's it after the recent buffs? It's not bad. It's arguably the second most consistent burst weapon, but is restricted to mostly hipfire engagements. If the recoil was lowered to match its Black Ops 2 counterpart, then aiming down sights would be more practical and its full range could be more utilized. Other than that, the fire rate and burst delay could be less inconsistent. But hey, that's just my opinion. This has been a Casual's Quick Guide. I'm open to suggestions, otherwise I'll be covering the GKS next. My name's On, and I'm off.